Phew. All right, hit the.
I was going to say, is there something I'm supposed to do at the beginning
hit the
of
intro button.
Intro button. Here we go. Good morning.
Another glorious morning. Makes me sick.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
The Ready Set Radio Show.
Good morning, apartment. Good morning, doorway.
Good morning, or whatever time you're watching this show. Welcome to the Ready Set Radio Morning Internet Awesome Show. My name is Floaty, and sitting over there is the Beard.
The Beard.
And over there in the booth, solving more problems than putting fluoride in the drinking water, is Mr. Jason.
Oh,
Thank you, man.
Thank
you, bud.
Our resident wizard of all things tech and all things nurturing to my soul. He's a great dude.
Indeed.
And thank you for coming in and help us out today.
Man, my pleasure.
And you're basically a guest on the show today, so like we're gonna just aim a bunch of stuff at you because we don't like carrying the show anyway. So
Yeah, we've only been trying to do this for, what, like a year now?
Something like that.
Something like that. It's like, how many episodes? 33, 34, something like that?
Probably since the last time.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm glad to have you over. And you brought a beverage.
I did.
And we can go ahead and pimp out the brewery. They're local, and
Absolutely.
we love doing that.
I just came from Wise Man, and this is one of their Garden of Funk series. This is Many Hands.
What's
It's
it?
a delicious sour. I am a big fan of sours, and nobody in town does it like Wise Man as far as I'm concerned, at least in the sours category.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm consistently happy with their sours specifically. I don't know if I try much else from any brewery, really. If there's a sour on the tap, 9 times out of 10.
That's unlike any sour I've ever tried before.
Yeah.
That's
Same.
the fancy stuff.
I like it. It is fancy. It tastes fancy.
Wow.
I didn't feel like I was worthy of a sample of it, but thank you, Mr. Jason.
Absolutely. That's something that there's something we can talk about.
All right.
How classy it is. They use a wax seal.
The wax
So
seal
classy,
on a
dude.
local bottle of beer.
I don't know.
Love it.
Yeah, anything that's sealed that way is just a new level of classy. you know?
Well, I used to be. I never went to college, so I never got the cheap beer drinking experience. And I also grew up fundamentalist Baptist, so I just never did the drinking thing. And I went straight to craft beer, and I kind of went straight to beer snob. And then I started. You know how as you start to get older and wiser, you start to realize how many things of life are connected together. And I started realizing I was gatekeeping craft beer as being a beer snob and looking down on people. And so I have come to a place where I would much rather be a beer enthusiast who is more interested in sharing with their friends than condescending to their friends because of what they're drinking. And what do you know, like, I can apply that to a lot of areas in my life where I've been gatekeeping and should not be.
Yeah, you were mentioning that, and while you were talking about that, I was like, I think we all tend to gatekeep a little from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
Music taste and movie taste, drinks and stuff. But you're kind of a enthusiast of coffee also.
Yep.
And I was also thinking while you were telling the story about the beer was that I was wondering which one you kind of held to higher esteem, the making of and enjoying of a delicious cup of coffee, or the making of and enjoying of a delicious craft beer.
Oh my God.
We only ask the deep questions, the hard hitting stuff.
I had a completely separate realization from. I was on another planet, man. I didn't listen to a word you just said.
That feels so important.
And I'm not sure how you'll take this, and I hope it doesn't offend. But you're a pure form of hipster. You are a hipster through and through,
like
dude.
hipster concentrate.
Hardcore hipster, dude. Straight up.
I'll take it.
Yeah. But see, the thing is like, some people I think would say that hipster has taken on kind of a negative connotation. And,
absolutely.
And I don't mean it that way at all, because you lack all of the negative aspects of that definition. So
right.
but everything else, dude, you're a hipster through and through.
Well, and to that point, being a gatekeeping beer snob was definitely
that's very hipsterish, dude.
Yeah,
that's very
fitting.
hipster.
The views and opinions expressed by the beer do not necessarily represent. I'm just kidding.
That was well played.
Anyway.
Are you suggesting that I might also be a beard snob?
No, I don't think you are.
No.
There's a difference between pride.
All I'm saying is that you possess the required equipment.
Right. Yes. This is true.
You have a certain level of pride in your beard, and that
Yep.
is earned, and there's nothing to be held against you
Yeah.
for it.
Yep.
But I
I do.
wouldn't say you're a beard gatekeeper at all. But I still want to get back to
Yep.
coffee versus beer. Which one was the?
So sad story there. Somehow over the last, in the course of the dietary changes I've made in the last year, cutting out most sugar and gluten and carbs, that's changed my coffee enjoying experience. And I'm a coffee with cream and sugar kind of guy, and it has really changed that. And I have been. And something has happened that has changed my taste in coffee, and I've had a hard time finding coffee that I enjoy lately, which is really sad because you know how much I enjoy coffee.
Right.
And I just haven't been able to find stuff that I enjoy. I've even
You recently roasted some.
roasted my own beans, and that was the best coffee I'd had in a while, so I don't know what that means.
I wonder what he would think of that mushroom stuff that Jdubz had us try.
Hate it. I've tried
tried
a couple
it?
different
Rise or whatever it's
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you?
Oh gosh, it was awful. Awful.
I didn't mind it until the end. I liked the first 3/4 of the mug.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh
I
right,
didn't-
yeah, because as it got colder.
Yeah, I
nope,
didn't.
nope,
I
nope.
definitely didn't hate the first few sips. I enjoyed it.
So
for a while.
does that mean you had to go to black coffee and you don't like black coffee as much, right?
Right. So
see.
It's got to be good beans, man.
well, and also, man, the
How you brew it can make a big difference too, but if you don't like black coffee, you don't like black coffee.
right.
And
The bummer thing about being a snob and a gatekeeper is that you can be a snob and a gatekeeper to yourself,
Yeah.
and keep yourself from enjoying things because,
Yeah.
like, oh, the pure way to drink coffee is to drink it black, but I prefer it, you know, with cream and sugar.
It's got to spend 25 and a half minutes in a percolator. And,
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I've got the scale to weigh things out by grams. I've got
Jesus, man.
6 or 7 different ways to brew it.
He's the
you know,
Walter White of homebrew coffee, brother.
and I'm not even as nerdy as I watch some coffee YouTubers who are super nerdy. And
I can't even remember what the reference is to, but he was like, it's all in the grind, man. Not too fine, not too coarse.
And that's true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true. And I know enough to know that that's true, but I
Yeah.
can't tell you what my preferred grind is because I have not delved that far into it. But
Right.
I have roasted my own beans lately, and it was good.
I have delved into it, and I honestly just prefer a middle of the road grind.
Yeah, and that's always a good safe starting point. Middle of the road grind.
Yeah.
middle of the road
Ooh, there was a
roast.
bit of gatekeeping there. That's a good
Yeah.
safe starting
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
That's a good way. That's a good way to jump in.
It's a funny way to say that.
It's for
It's
a lot
wild,
of people.
wild work over there, my guy.
For a lot of people, it's totally a good stopping point too.
True.
Some people don't ever have to get farther. So lately, well, and also a few years back, I used to enjoy. I've never been an IPA guy, but I enjoy sours. I used to enjoy stouts and porters. Basically, my motto used to be, if you can't see through it, I'll probably like it. As far as beer goes,
Same.
but. My stomach has not been able to handle porters and stouts for a couple years now, so it's all sours. Anything,
Such a
all the
shame.
stuff. It really is. It really is. All the stuff I enjoy is just really slow going down.
You're just like 5 or 6 years from like natty lights on the front porch. man.
Nope. From unaliving myself? Is that what you said?
Drinking some water.
He said, you're on the tracks toward white trash, son. Fix yourself.
Okay, so here's a shocker for you. Speaking of Natty Light, have you had one of the strawberry lemonade shandies?
No.
What do they call it? It's the Natter Day.
I haven't, but I have to admit that I do like shandies in the summer because, man, them things are refreshing. That's
Dude,
a refreshing
What's
beer.
that one I like? That Schniggin.
The Lugenspiel or
Linen
whatever.
Loogie.
Yeah.
Leinenkugel.
Yeah, that one. I
Something.
don't know how you say it.
Their summer thing is awesome.
They've got
Yeah,
a few
their summer
shandies that
shandy
are
is
delicious,
amazing.
but also Natty Light has the Natter Days. There's 2 of them. There's a strawberry lemonade and a pineapple, and they are both delicious.
See, I wouldn't try them, but now that you've recommended them, I might have to.
Yep. I went down to one of my favorite places to drink that's no longer there. It's changed hands now, but it was Southside Beer Garden, and Josh knew my taste. He brought in a whole keg of a rare sour for my birthday bash one year. Thanks, Josh.
Shout out to
Shout out to Josh.
Yeah.
my man.
Great dude.
Nice.
I need to know you.
And I showed up one day and he was like, dude, you got to try
I'd
this.
like to take this opportunity to interrupt you to say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
That's right.
Do not click on the screen. Do not click
Yeah,
on the screen.
we love you and we love making this content. We hope you enjoy
Yeah,
it.
the buttons are down there below.
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah. So I show up one night and he shows me this can that says Natural Light on it. And he's like, dude, you got to try this. And I was like, and he's like,
I think
no,
"got to" is a strong phrase.
And I tasted it and I was like, oh. And he was like, yeah. And they're $1.
Oh. Well, you can't shake a stick at that now, can you?
I got the case for $3.50, man. You got to try this. Did you look at a date on it? Was it last year, Shandy's?
No. It's just that cheap.
Hey, man, as long as they never come out of the refrigerator, that's okay.
All right.
Right, yeah, they are best cold. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But if they get warm and then go back in the fridge, it's over.
It's over. It's over. No.
Anyway.
Favorite beer of all time. Do you have one?
Ooh,
I do.
yeah.
So, sad story again. D9 out of Cornelius, North Carolina, is no longer in business. I don't know why, but they used to have a series. They did quite a few sour series, and they had a series called the, I'm going to butcher this, Sistema Natura or something like that. It was basically...
Nailed it.
Woo!
Nice button play, man.
Somebody's got to do it. And so...
Yes, somebody does.
they would take two botanical things and combine them together in a sour. And so this one was maple and spruce. So it had the roundness and fullness and sweetness of the maple, but it had the brightness and kind of pokiness of the spruce. Oh, that was so good. I bought and all of their stuff was single batch. So one time, one and done.
Wow.
And so I bought all of it that I could find and hung on to it for years. And like the last bottle was like a moment. It was a religious experience.
Nice. I've never felt that way about any kind of beer, but I can tell you that my favorite that I've ever had was from Wise Man, actually. It's a Conceited Genius 2.0 on draft. I don't like it from a can, I like it from a can, but my favorite is when it's on draft.
Nice.
So, yeah, there's that.
Vorsteiner is my favorite beer. It's hard to find. There's a spot.
You would like some shit that's hard to find,
dude,
wouldn't you?
I don't know. Someone gave me one. Actually, I'm not going to talk about who gave me one, but someone handed me one time, and I've been searching for them ever since. And I've found them occasionally. World Market used to carry them all the time, but now they don't even exist anymore.
They've had some great beer selections.
Yeah. But as far as another one that I could think of was when Foothills merged with the Carolina Brewing Company. They took over some of their beers or whatever. And so they brought in cases and cases and pallets of strawberry blonde in the other company's packaging just to let the employees take by the cases for weeks. There was so much, it was but for weeks. You know, I don't know if you ever saw the basement at that point in time.
No.
We had cases of it, and I don't know if it was like the Bon Jovi thing.
You talking about the country club basement?
Yeah. I don't know if it was the Bon Jovi thing that we drank so much of it that I grew to love it, or I really did love it because it was such a weird thing, but I miss it. And the one they've had since then is not the same. But Foothills, when they first opened, had a beer, their ESB was amazing. And then they lost the recipe rights to that when they lost the owner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
sucks.
I worked there for like the first holiday season. And then when I came back, they're no longer had my favorite beer.
Bummer.
Do you know if the owner that took that recipe has done anything with it?
I don't think so. And I don't
That's a
know.
bummer.
That really sucks. At Foothills, when they brought that strawberry blonde over from Carolina, I'm not an IPA guy, but somebody either recommended or maybe just out of the blue, I just got a wild hair up my ass and did a half and half of the...
I'd say that's almost guaranteed.
You better say-
Just by looking at you, I could say that's happened.
He
at
better
least
say
once.
Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the
Jade plus the strawberry.
Yeah, we did that.
Oh, that's good.
We did a lot of mixing at that time.
Yeah.
I made beignets out of it in that kitchen.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
I made beignets out of the Jade too, like an orange beignet. It's great.
The other favorite beer, the beer that was my favorite before the Sistema 6 knocked it out of the top spot, was a coffee milk stout out of Memphis from Wiseacre Brewing. Got to get up to get down is the name of the beer. And to your point about out of draft on draft or out of a can, I'll drink it out of a can. But man, going to Tennessee, I could get it in Nashville, and they didn't used to ship it this far.
Shout out Nashville. Heck
Right?
yeah.
Shout out Nashville.
And so anytime I would go to Nashville, I would grab a couple
That was easy.
six packs. But man, it's like what you want coffee to taste like, but it's beer.
I do like coffee beers. I've had a few that I really like. Can't name them, but I do. I like to try weird beers. If there's not a sour on someone's menu, I'll look for like the weirdest thing.
Yep, same.
What's the weirdest thing on there?
I've tried a coffee beer before that I really liked, but that's not something that I could just like drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
a
that's
one-off.
yeah, it's gotta be. And I've got to be in the mood for it. Like, you know, I don't know.
It's like I love Guinness, but I very rarely just want to sit down and drink 4, 5 Guinnesses. You
Yeah.
know? It's like I want to have it with a specific kind of meal or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, my heartburn acts up just thinking about 4 or 5 Guinnesses.
Yeah, I used to love Guinness. I still do. I just don't drink it as much. Plus,
Yeah.
I only know one place that has it
And
on
why
tap.
drink that much Guinness when there's so many other great things out there to drink?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. If I go to a brewery or just a bar and they have my favorite thing, and they also have something interesting that I've never had, and I only have time for one, I'm gonna get the new thing that I've never had.
That's how
Yeah.
I tried Zima
That's,
for the first
that's
time.
generally what I like to go with too.
Yeah. That's how you try. Do we just skip over that Zima part?
I didn't say nothing about Zima.
Something tells me both of you guys love Zima.
I've actually never had Zima.
Well, they re-released it a few years ago, maybe 7 years ago for guessing. Close. It's somewhere in that neighborhood.
Is it anything like a
7 years
Smirnoff
ago.
Ice
You
or
realize
something
that's
like that?
2018, right?
Yeah, that's about right. 17, 16, something like that. And they re-released it for, I don't remember, the summer, but it was out for a while. And I didn't find it in the stores, but I found it at a bar that I went to a lot. And for reasons, at that time I liked to buy the bar around at whenever I'd go someplace.
I was curious as hell about the reasons, and then you finished the statement, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I made a lot more money at the time, and I was a lot less inhibited with just throwing it around at the time.
Yeah.
And I found out that they just got Zima in because I was just chit-chatting with the bartender, so I bought everyone in the bar a Zima. And
Why would you do that?
because it was hilarious.
That is hilarious, but why would you do that?
For the pictures of everybody in the bar holding up Zimas. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have done a quick walk through the crowd thing with your cell phone and been so.
Didn't do a walkthrough. There is a picture of
Send it to
everybody
Zima.
holding them up. I'll see if I can find it. I might have it. Yeah, there's definitely.
Hashtag round 2.
Yeah, that was a weird time.
Yeah.
Okay, what about non-beer alcoholic beverages? Do you have a mixed drink that you go to?
I'm not much on liquors or any other sort of. I'm not much on anything that's not beer. But I have this one customer, as you guys already know from the poker night.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we like him very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hammonds.
And thank y'all for 100 subscribers.
That's right. He frequently sends me home with new things, and so I've had various things to try. And I do like to make, it probably has a name, but like Kahlua with like butter shots and Baileys in it.
Oh,
Hang on now.
that's delicious. That's delicious 100%.
It's dessert.
I don't
Yes.
know. It seems like it would take so much to get drunk that you would get diabetes.
Yeah, you're not
first.
drinking that to get drunk. That's not what you're drinking that for.
Add a little rum to that. And let's go.
You're drinking that because you like the idea of alcohol,
Right.
and that drink is delicious. That's
That
why
is
you're
delicious.
drinking that.
Yeah. Also, my mom brought back, was it from
That's like a creamy, sugary coffee
Yeah.
that somebody was just like,
It's a cordial. It's like
Like-
an after dinner cordial. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, and I have had evenings where it was just a stay at home and watch a movie night, and you can get drunk off of that.
Yeah, you definitely can. You can. I mean,
You might also catch diabetes, but
I caught
Okay, let me Kahlua, Bailey's, and
butter shots.
butter shots.
Yeah, I mean there is
Wow.
alcohol in those, but not a ton.
No, you're not tasting alcohol in that.
Not at
though.
all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Even if you add the rum, you're not.
My mom did come back from some South American country with a bottle of rum for me that I did enjoy.
Have you ever tried?
Nice.
Have you ever tried like a frozen mudslide?
Yeah.
I figured you might dig
Yeah.
that.
That I can definitely do that.
Yeah. I like a White Russian.
That's what when he said Kahlua, I thought that's where he was going.
I did too, because that's my.
What's in a White Russian?
Kahlua, vodka, and milk.
or heavy cream or half and half,
Right.
whichever you like.
I could probably get down with that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It is. It is. I like a White Russian myself.
Yeah. There was a time where I couldn't drink them because I had drunk so many. I had gotten sick off of it so many times that I just didn't want to have to taste that anymore. But now, I'm now back on.
I completely understand that. That happens. Yeah.
But
I think we're at a point in our lives where that happened, and it's been long enough. You know, it comes back around.
Oh man, yeah, that's like the makes me think of the Oreo pie incident of '87.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to hear this. What's the Oreo pie incident of '87? He didn't just come up with that. He has told this story. He's told this story a bunch of times with a name like that.
Yeah.
He had to set up and everything.
Yep. Like the day after tomorrow, it was like,
Who hurt you?
yeah, it was there. I was with my pie, and the floor just fell away, and the ending of the world was happening right before us.
Yeah, it was in upstate New York visiting my dad's parents.
Yes. Breaking news.
It was Christmas time, and my grandma made this amazing.
Time out. I love how you said breaking news, and he didn't hit the button.
I know, but
Oh, I have a.
No, please don't. Damn it.
breaking news. Mr. Jason has an Oreo pie story with his grandma.
Yeah, so she made this delicious Oreo pie, and I enjoyed a lot of it the first time. Not so much the second time. And here I am, 37 37 years later.
We just took a few years ahead, didn't we?
Yeah, 37 years later.
And you still can't eat Oreos.
I cannot eat Oreos.
Man, that is a shame.
That's
all right though, because Chip Ahoy is that's like the classic cookie, dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, but
for a long
why
time,
have a Chips Ahoy when you can have a Famous Amos, man?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
see, we ask the hard hitting questions.
We
around
do,
here.
not nonstop.
That's good podcasting.
So what happened with the Oreo pie besides just getting sick?
Getting sick.
That's just
Yeah,
okay.
no, it was just getting sick.
Getting sick so bad that
I once
for
did the same
years,
thing with-
I couldn't smell Oreos.
I once did the same thing with grape Fanta, and I have not been able to drink any kind of grape.
Is that
soda
the
since.
earliest thing you remember getting sick from and then not being able to eat again? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it's lasted to this point.
Yeah.
Have you? Wow.
Yes.
No,
I've tried.
yeah, and I totally relate because the grape Fanta thing is the same thing. But see, I got sick off grape Fanta when I was a kid, and then I couldn't drink it, and then when I was a late teenager, I got sick off tequila and I couldn't drink that. I'm back on tequila, still can't do grape Fanta.
What if you put the grape Fanta in the tequila?
Nope.
Dude,
If
how do I
even smell
not?
it, dude, it's
okay.
on.
How do I not know this about you?
Huh?
How do I not know this about you?
It's a deeply held secret that I only let out for the podcast.
Right, because
It just had to happen organically.
I mean, okay, so I'll talk about him, whatever. You know that Jeff Elsner
Yeah.
hates and is borderline terrified of grape soda?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, then that's like the one thing I've got in common with him.
Much to his detriment over the years of knowing me and other people that knew that he didn't like grape soda. So you're very smart for not letting me know that. But I'm at a point now where I'm not going to prank you.
Yeah,
but-
I just assumed that was why that you didn't know it.
Yeah.
Oh, one time he showed up to practice and we had built a wall of full.
I don't even play dumb in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
We built a wall of full grape soda cans around his drums, all the way around.
Oh, see, that's just mean.
And he freaked out about it and started smacking him, and it popped open and like grape soda hit him right in the face.
I got it in my mouth.
But he was a big pranker anyway, man.
He
so,
was.
yeah,
He was.
yeah.
I guess I don't know where he is.
But like, I would remember if you'd ever told me. You
yeah.
didn't. Like,
And there's a reason why I didn't tell you things like that until after you were.
Do you think I was the kind of friend that would mess with you over something you were afraid
Absolutely.
of? The way you saved my life with
I'm
roaches.
not afraid of it, but like I got sick off it once and I haven't been able to have it since.
It's okay to admit that you're afraid of grape
And if
soda.
I smell it, it's on.
It's okay to be scared of grape soda.
Same thing with the. I mean, I can smell Oreos now finally, but like, don't get them too close.
Dang, I didn't know that about you. I'm sorry. Because I'm sure I've had Oreos at parties and stuff.
No, I can just stay away from them. Someone who knows it will point it out to me. Like my kids, I think there were Oreos here at.
I could see Gabe.
One of the last shindigs.
Hey, Dad, you want an Oreo?
Exactly.
It's not a regular one.
He's getting to that shit talking stage.
Have you? I don't know if you've tried. Is it specifically a traditional Oreo? Are you okay with like the lemon ones or?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I could.
Does it change anything if it's double stuffed?
No.
It's double gross, bro.
No. It's actually
I didn't say good or bad. I said change. Does it change?
You would be going in the right direction because the double stuff, the ratio of cream to chocolate part is better. It's the chocolate part that.
So it's the
really
chocolate part that gets you down. Man,
Have you tried the Cakester where it's cake instead of
you
cookie?
couldn't be more wrong.
I know, right? I agree 100%.
I just said that to talk shit, dude. I didn't.
I think the earliest thing I could think of getting sick off of and not eating for a long time was, I guess, hot dogs and Kool-Aid. I woke.
Well, yeah, dude, that'll do it.
I woke up mid throwing up.
Man.
Like sitting up, throwing up. I don't know. It was like 9, 8, 7, somewhere in there. I don't know. And then I puked all the way down the hall to the bathroom and continued.
Dang, see, that's the worst, dude. When your body doesn't even give you
That's a theme for me.
Like the getting like when you know it's gonna happen and nothing has happened yet, because you get the feeling in your jowls and your mouth starts watering.
You can spit
hiccup burps and
you can spit enough to like push back the vomit if you catch it.
Yeah.
If you know it's coming. But it's kind of a.
But you're sleeping and then all of a sudden you're just.
I have a history.
I don't have time to get to the bed. It's happening right now in my bed.
I have a history in my youth, in
right
my reckless drinking days of getting drunk instantly because it didn't creep up on me ever. So you saw it one time over at Adam's house when we were playing poker.
Oh yeah,
I was having a great time.
I remember that. Actually, that just popped into my head when you were like getting sick about. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like that one time.
Yeah, I was totally fine. Had a buzz. Puking down the
you were
hall.
in the bathroom. Yeah, down the hall.
But I don't have those problems anymore. I don't get that. I don't drink like that anymore. Like at all. I do enjoy.
No, you don't.
I do enjoy these cups of coffee we have on the morning.
Hot coffee
here. Tuesday morning. Is that what it is? Tuesday morning?
Tuesday morning.
Isn't that on here somewhere?
Bright and early, 4 a.m.
What are you looking for?
Hot coffee.
It's hot damn, but
No, there should be hot coffee. Why isn't
isn't
hot
there
coffee on here?
damn it, Floaty.
It's an oversight on management's part.
Hey, I just wanted to point out this is pretty funny.
Oh yeah, and it's been going the whole time, and I didn't even realize
there
it.
it is, pointing at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the graphics department.
Yeah, no doubt. Hopefully by the time you see this again, you'll have more to look at than just that over and over and over and over. So
Yeah, we do everything ourselves, so like give it time, folks.
yeah. Anyway,
So check out this thing that we're not trying to sell
I was
you.
literally just gonna say that.
It's time for a commercial. Let's check out this thing.
Get out of my head.
Check it out.
Hey y'all, you ever got that fuck around and find out feeling from a bitch, a thought, or a hoe? Boy, have I got the thing for you. Bitch Big On Spray. That crisp fuck off scent will linger like a skunk for days. You need something stronger? Look for our new scent, Bitches Get Stitches. Coming soon to a trailer park near you.
And we're back.
we're back.
Right. So thank you for checking out that product, man.
Yes.
A lot of people worked a lot of hours to make that commercial happen.
Very difficult stuff.
Brilliantly done.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Hey, so speaking of checking out, I was checking out the episode last week, and y'all were talking about roller coaster stories.
Yeah.
And I have one almost exactly like yours on Thunder Road at Carowinds, probably in the 80s. I just knew I was going to fly out of it because I looked down. This was back when the bar, you pulled the tiny little metal bar down and clipped it with a chain. And I looked.
Oh, hell no. Dude, nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's precisely the problem because I looked
Ain't
down.
no way.
And the chain was not. Why have I just lost control of this thing?
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
We can't see,
there it
so
is.
we
Got it.
don't know. Buttons. Push a button.
Yeah, pushing buttons.
Yeah, but I feel you
Buttons
though.
ain't
I
button.
need a little more than that chain holding my ass in this seat.
Well, yeah, I was a scrawny little kid too, so there wasn't much to hold in the first place. But I looked down and saw the chain wasn't even clipped on just as I was about to crest that hill.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, the beer doesn't feel comfortable on a roller coaster unless his junk is like squeezed and cupped and whatnot. It's got to be a real good restraint, full body.
Yeah, I don't. I want the bottom half to not move and the front half to get thrown around.
I want to be able to just.
That's like Ren and Stimpy, dude. Like that's what a roller coaster should be.
But speaking of Carowinds, you guys have your go-to snacks at like amusement parks?
Gotta have a funnel cake.
Funnel cakes are
Yeah.
great.
I need a funnel
Well,
cake.
see, that sounds more like a fair than an amusement park because there's a difference.
Yeah.
True.
But like a specific treat, I don't know, man. That's a weird question because like I'm trying to ride the rides. I'm not trying to eat.
Yeah. Yep.
Right,
Fair
but
enough.
like when you're out there,
Because
you're out
once you
there.
eat, the rides are done. You can't ride no more. You make some mistakes that way.
You can't go swimming
Yeah.
after
Make your
you.
choice.
Yeah, you got to stay on the old Oshkosh bagosh, dude.
You know, if
Well,
you
I
got,
figure if you eat and then ride, then you can eat again. I
yeah, like
guess.
you're walking around in the hot sun, you need a couple calories or something cold to drink.
Yeah.
Are you getting
Yeah, if
are you
you're
getting
bulimic.
water or are you are you getting water or are you gonna get yourself a frozen lemonade or something? Or like
I went to Carowinds and all I got was bulimic.
not while I'm sipping coffee. Not while I'm sipping coffee,
Nice.
Mr. Jason.
Nice.
I almost got coffee especial out my nose.
Nice. Special.
When I was a kid going to Carowinds, I really loved when they first came out with that frozen lemonade stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember? It was a big craze for like a decade or two.
No, it wasn't that long because. No, I don't remember.
What
it at all.
about Dippin' Dots?
Dippin' Dots is the thing.
Now,
yeah.
see, now you can get Dippin' Dots out of a vending machine.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you could only get them at amusement parks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Carowinds.
I've never had them.
It's fun. It's an experience.
Is it?
And
It's a fun little thing, but
Yeah, it's a
not-
novelty.
It's not like if you've had it once, that's enough.
That's enough.
Yeah.
3 times. I think you need to try.
I mean, I guess it depends on how old you are.
Right.
If you have
Yeah.
it now, you'll be like, oh, that's it.
Don't let them
see
lie
what
to you.
the- I
It's
don't see what
awesome.
the whole deal is.
It's mouthfuls of little dots of ice cream, and it melts all together. It's just interesting. It's like astronaut ice cream. It's a gimmick.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Gimmick.
fun.
Yep.
Try it once.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's all gimmick, though.
Try to get it for free if you can.
They literally, what they did was literally tried to reinvent ice cream.
Yeah.
And that's what they came up
It's
with.
kind of like a mouthful of rabbit poop, just but delicious
It's
rabbit
cold,
poop.
tasty rabbit poop.
Delicious rabbit poop. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
You get a mouthful of banana split. That's a delicious mouthful of banana shit.
Ah, you beat
I
me
knew
to
it.
You beat me to it.
Don't feel bad, Mr. Jason. I've got 32 weeks of experience doing this.
To be fair, it's been a little bit
A
more
lot
than
longer than that.
that. Yeah.
Okay. What about the fair? You said that fair and amusement parks are
Yeah, I
different.
see. Fair and amusement park foods are there's a difference there. I think because
You,
like
smoked sausage, turkey leg
if
kinda
you're
dude?
talking about Carowinds and amusement parks, then like a lemon slushy makes sense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like if you're talking a fair is where you get the funnel cakes and elephant
Right.
ears and deep fried Oreos or whatever the hell
Yep.
Yeah, my have to get treat at the fair. The only reason I go is to get an apple that's coated in caramel and then coated in Reese's Pieces.
There you go.
That is
wow.
that's my favorite fair treat. And
There you go.
And I've only known about it for like 6 years.
There you go.
And
Nice.
I don't care about cotton candy and funnel cakes. And
Yeah,
all that.
no, and I mean, who doesn't like some fried dough with powdered sugar and
Everyone
chocolate on it?
Yeah.
Like, give me
funnel
a-
cakes are the bomb.
Give me a
but
break, but yeah,
I don't even put chocolate on it, just powdered sugar.
I can get a
We're
donut any day.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, like the stuff, like that kind of stuff, you have at a fair, and that's cool because like I'm not trying to ride the rides at the fair. You know what I mean? So I can eat
not
that.
anymore.
and
Yeah,
I can eat that. Well, yeah, not anymore. As a kid, maybe
Loved
it
it
seems
as a
cool,
kid.
but
it's not. But when I was a kid, I didn't care.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you don't realize that nuts and bolts are what holds this thing together.
Well, but
and
What
you don't
nuts?
realize is the guy taking your tickets forgot to put in half of them.
He didn't forget. He just didn't.
Yeah, so
well, I don't know, man. You got the rides at the fair get inspected every day, whereas the rides at Carowinds, maybe not every day.
I don't like when he comes on the show and starts spouting off facts, man.
yeah,
He's
I
holding
wanna
us
know
accountable.
Yeah, if you're gonna be saying stuff like that, I want cited sources.
Hey, if YouTube's gonna flag us for saying things,
Yeah, no shit.
Mr. Jason should get to flag us too.
Amen.
Thank you, YouTube, for keeping us on our P's and Q's.
But the fact still remains about fair rides is that they get broken down and set back up over and over again, and there are no materials in the world that mean that doesn't wear some shit out.
I mean,
So,
that is one side of it, but the other side of it is that every time it gets set up again, every part of it gets inspected again by the people putting it back together, and all those bolts get tightened again every time.
And to be fair, the risk is kind of part of the fun.
Yeah, and the
there's
amusement park is like, just paint it again, it'll be fine.
Dude, okay, so
I mean, not saying exactly, but exactly.
it was in Jersey Shore at whatever their amusement park
Well, there's your
boardwalk
first problem right
place
there.
is called. They had this little roller coaster, right? And I decided to ride it. And I was about 30 seconds into this 90-second ride, and I was deathly afraid for my life.
Nope.
Yeah, because most roller coasters, you're in the car, you feel it connected to something, you can see it connected to something. This is a tiny little car, and the track was even tinier. So when you're in the car, you can't see that you're attached to anything.
Yeah,
And
that's a space-saving coaster.
and it doesn't have fancy wheels on it, or whatever we call them, the wheels that connect to the track. There's a certain way to space them so that it's the same distance when it's straight and when it's curved. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
they didn't have none of that. So every time you got to a curve, it was just instead of curving, it was like, ka-kung! Just a 90-degree stop and it's a one-car ride. Man, I thought I was gonna die. I was like, this is not certified for us.
Nope.
So I do get it, but I used to ride the fair rides a lot when I was younger, for sure. I like playing the games, even though I know you're not really supposed to win or it's hard to win. It's just fun. It's fun for me to try to win something I could have bought for a quarter of the price while drunk off my ass at the fair.
The games are fun, but that's the reason why I don't like the fair anymore is because it's such a money sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what we really do when we go to the fair nowadays is we know we're going to get the candy apple and something else that she likes, and the kids tell us what they like at the end. So what we really enjoy doing is we do one lap of everything that's outside, and then we like going looking at all the art and the kids' art and all the animals and stuff. Last year I filmed
Lame.
Tell me you got old without telling me you got old.
Man, I filmed 45 minutes of chickens in cages last time I went. And I actually filmed it for the podcast, but we ended up not needing it or using it that week. But I filmed a whole lot of stuff because we had Jdubz in a chicken suit, so I filmed a bunch of chicken footage.
Yep.
But why at the fair?
Because there was a bunch of chickens at the fair.
Yeah, but there's chickens next door.
Not like these. These chickens.
Them's fair chickens.
These chickens were the size of Jdubz.
They came for him.
That's Blue Ribbon winner right there.
Yep. I used to like watching the tiger show at the fair.
Tiger
They
show.
bring in Bengals, tigers, and stuff. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh man, that was fun. They don't do that anymore. Not since
I don't-
2009. I'm just kidding. No.
Not since
Yeah,
the Oreo pie.
I don't remember
incident.
that ever either. You sure that wasn't something you?
No, it was there for sure. And then there's the old timey area with the old houses and
Yeah.
stuff. And they got the dudes playing banjo and upright bass and stuff.
Yeah, that I've seen that spot,
Like to sit there for a
and
while
I've seen
and
a
hang out.
demolition derby or two at the fair, and those are cool.
Yeah.
They've got a there's always a trailer there, kind of near that old fashioned that has old fashioned root beer on tap.
Oh yeah.
That's a fair treat right there.
It's got that John
tell
Deere pump. That's
Yep.
I'll tell you-
does the apple cider.
Yes sir.
Yep.
I'll tell you a funny fair story. It happens right around my birthday every year. So for the longest time as a kid and all the way up all through high school, I went to the fair every year because it was around my birthday, and that's so like
Was that a gift?
Sometimes, yeah.
Dude, that's like the fireworks for me, man.
And
Screw that.
it was cool, dude. I always liked going to the fair, but I've used up my quota. I don't like the fair anymore.
Yeah, I
There's
haven't-
too many people for me.
Yeah,
I haven't been to the fair at
It's
night.
too many
and-
people, and it costs too much, and it's just like it's not. It's not fun anymore. But I imagine there's going to be at least a few years where I'll be able to relive it, the magic through the eyes of my daughter. But like,
So we I don't know if I should talk about this on the air, but yeah, we go. We don't have to pay to go because my wife works with an in-home healthcare needed individual, and every year they have a day that we can go, and then we can just go in and take them, and we don't have to pay to get in. So it's skirting the system, but I'm not in there riding the rides and stuff and doing that anyway. I'm just going to see the art and then pick up the candy apple and
And
whatnot.
people watch.
Yeah, I haven't been to the fair at night. The last time I went was just after high school, and I saw one lady slice another lady in the face with a box cutter,
yeah, dude.
and it was like a big old brawl between like 12 people.
Yeah.
And I hadn't gone back since. And
Yeah.
I've been going
It's-
since
yeah, dude.
Julie and I have been together. We go during the day, and it's just kind of a tradition for us to go every year now. But it's totally different. I don't do the same things at all. And I kind of enjoy it more. I really enjoy the fact that she doesn't want to stay longer than I want to stay.
Right.
Because nothing is worse than being at the fair, ready to leave, and everybody else wants to stay another hour or two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because everybody loves the fair for about 15, 20 minutes. It's hard. It's hard to hate it. When you go in, you're like, this is pretty fun, cool, smells great. That's cool.
When I worked at Pepsi for about a year and a half, we were in the building right across from the fairgrounds. And so we would often, they would let us get in for free to go eat lunch at one of the food trucks or whatever. And so that was kind of cool. Like just going to the fair just to eat lunch.
That is kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. Nice.
Were you able to do it multiple days in a row? Because
Yeah.
that's the problem with going to the fair. Like, I do like going to the fair because you can get like a turkey leg, roasted turkey leg.
I
or
want a
something.
Philly cheesesteak so bad right now, dude. Oh my God,
So what are we doing for dinner after this, boys?
We're going to the fair.
dude.
I don't care if it's 6 months away.
Might as It's like it's literally on the other side of the year from us. Like,
I got my time machine out.
Carolina Classic Fair, we're coming for you.
yeah, no doubt, dude.
We need to get somebody from the fair on the show so then we can kind of like sneak our way into being in there and doing our show from inside Dixie Classic, or excuse me, Carolina Classic.
You want to have a carny as a guest? Is that
Yeah,
what you just
just let's have a party. We can ask about the nuts and bolts on the
Dude,
rides,
we've had a wrestler. It's basically the same thing.
more or less.
I can't argue that.
No. So every week on our show, Mr. Jason, we come up with a situation, and then we each try to find the perfect song for that situation. And I don't know if I have one prepared. We talked about a few. Do you have one you want to do? You talked about situations.
No, I haven't been able to think straight today, but it's kind of like,
Well, then we'll just use one of these comments from our listeners.
oh, okay.
So,
You got one.
All right. So what is the perfect?
Shut up. Shut up over there, you. yeah, you're damn right, Boo. Shut up, you.
Sorry.
All right. So. Instant Master 345 asks, "What's the perfect song for making first contact with an alien species?"
Okay. Ooh, that's a good one.
It's good to think about these scenarios as if it's a movie.
Right.
You're in a movie that's being played out, camera shifts, you're the score, but it's a popular song for when you make first contact with an alien species.
I know a lot of songs, and like they all flee from my brain in a moment like this. But the only thing that comes to mind right now, and it's because Gabe is working on it for his spring orchestra concert, and that would be Danger Zone.
Okay, you have no idea.
dude.
Last week, Jdubz had forbode us from using Danger Zone.
And I mentioned it one time because I couldn't think of any other song because he said you can't use Danger Zone. And then I was like, I have to mention it because you said that, but Danger Zone. And then we moved on from it. So like it's so hilarious that you say that.
Let me just interject here. Gabe plays violin in the orchestra at school, but not for this song. They have requested for him to bring his guitar. So he is playing electric guitar, including the solo.
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah.
it's a bold statement.
Yeah,
Bold move there.
He
Heck
says
yeah.
I have not heard him practicing it yet. He says he's got the whole thing. He just needs to get it up to speed. I'm like, okay.
Sweet,
right on.
man.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
gonna
that's
be fun.
knowing it is more than half the battle.
Make
Getting it up,
sure we
getting it
get
up
to see
speed is
video
the
of
easy
that.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get video of it. Yeah, because he's borrowing a guitar from a friend of mine in Nashville, and she also was like, I'm gonna need to see this.
Yeah, do or do not, Mr. Jason. There is no try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
So do you have a song for Making First Contact?
And the only thing that popped into my head is not a. It's not a song proper like you would think of it. It's more like score. But it's a popular piece of music. When I hum it, you'll know it. But it's called Carmina Burana O Fortuna.
Bless you.
Dun, dun, dun,
Oh
dun.
yeah.
That's what popped into my head when you said that. And I was like, meeting an alien race is a big deal, dude. Like, you need some music to go with that.
Dude.
And yeah, that's what popped into my head.
Piece.
I don't know why. I don't think this song really fits, but like
Also, I fucking love Danger Zone, though. That was amazing.
this song probably popped into my head because one of their old logos was an alien head, but it was Amber by 311.
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's a weird connection to make, and I'm not sure if the song fits, but I guess we'll allow it.
I read Instant Master 365's comment about aliens, and in my
Monster
head,
would love that you said that, but
because he likes 311.
Yeah.
He does.
yeah.
I like 311 too. That's
I mean, yeah, there's nothing.
It's a good song.
There's nothing to hate about 311, but that song for this circumstance, really?
It is odd. Unless
I don't know if I like it.
If the alien is kind of orangish, yellowish orange, then
okay. What about I Touch Myself?
Ooh.
I don't think that's what the alien came here for, sir.
Man,
I think you need to put that away.
hey man, if your dreams don't scare the shit out of you, you're not dreaming big enough.
That's right.
What?
That's probably.
I think
It's
I
probably
heard
a
you wrong.
Gary V quote
Let's
or
move
something.
on. Yeah. Jesus, dude. It's probably a Gary V quote. Oh my God.
Perfect song for getting life advice from Gary V.
Danger Zone?
Cream.
I think I have to reply.
Actually,
Danger
I was
Zone.
thinking of a song by Cream, and it's White Room, and it's because none of those words make any sense.
Did I mean Cash Rules Everything Around Me, or did I mean Cream by Prince?
You probably meant Cream by Prince.
I didn't, but now I kind of do.
That went off the rails.
What rails?
Crazy Train.
What's the best song for going off the rails on the podcast?
You know what's been nice about this episode, though? There's not.
It's even though we haven't stopped talking, somehow it's quieter.
Yeah, there's been less like random button pushing.
Jdubz, we love you, dog. And the only reason you're not in this episode is because you couldn't be here on Sunday. So
You were doing something very, very cool on Sunday.
And Mr. Jason needs something to do.
And just so that and just for full transparency.
No, never mind.
For full transparency, Jdubz, this is Tuesday evening. We didn't do this on Sunday.
That's correct.
Yeah, because we forgot that you were doing that thing that you were doing.
Oh, I didn't think we were gonna tell him, dude. Why would you do that?
No, I remembered. To not tell him.
Except that you're doing it now by saying it on the podcast.
It's our show. We can do it.
Why would you do that?
He doesn't watch the show.
I think he watches the show harder than we do, dude.
Hey, Jdubz.
I guess, hey, I tell you what, let's not say anything about this and we'll find out whether or not.
That's right.
Yeah, so Jdubz, at the end of the episode, tell me what video game we're talking about.
That's hilarious.
That's a deep cut.
That's a deep cut.
That's a deep cut.
It's a great callback, though.
It is.
It's a great callback, though. I love it.
Mr. Jason,
Yes, sir.
tell us about some cool bands you've seen recently doing your wonderful sound and your
gosh,
front of
man.
house production that you do.
Absolutely. So I've had for a couple years now, I've had a favorite band that comes through that I get to work with called The Tan and Sober Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
They call themselves Celtic Punk Grass. And the first time I worked with them, this was at Wiseman, and Courtney,
Celtic punk grass?
yes. Courtney was coming around the back of the stage trailer, and I looked at her and I said, "You are not tan nor a gentleman." And she said, "None of us are any of these things." And I realized,
That's very true.
oh, it's a bunch of pasty white rabble-rousing drunkards.
So it is a clever name.
It is a very clever name. So it is basically
Celtic punk grass?
it's basically string band, bass, banjo, mandolin, fiddle, but also drums. And they do pop and rock. They do a lot of traditional stuff, like mountain music type stuff. But they also do a banging cover of Fat Bottom Girls.
Hell yeah.
Celtic punk grass.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is upbeat bluegrass.
I get the Celtic and the punk. What is grass?
Bluegrass.
from bluegrass.
Bluegrass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flogging Molly meets
I kept thinking grassroots.
Rancid.
And I'm like, yeah, but grassroots what?
Nope. Yeah.
Flogging Molly meets what?
I forget.
You said Rancid.
Rancid and I don't know, like a Charlie,
Dead South.
like a Charlie Tucker, like a bluegrass.
Man,
Oh, wow.
And they are high energy and they put on a show. It is fantastic. The song selections, the covers are great. By the end of the night, the bass player is standing on his aluminum upright bass, playing with his shirt ripped off, and it's
Like
I
you
just
do.
got this wild visual of that, but he's playing a fiddle and he's playing The Devil Went Down to Belfast. Like,
yeah, it's incredible.
oh my God, that's such a wild image.
They're
dude.
a blast, and they were my favorite band to work with for a while, and then along came. They were going by the Clay and Fran band for a while, but now they have picked a name because now they have a full band, not just Clay and Fran. Blacklight Idols, and it's the front man. I shouldn't say that. He looks a lot like the front man from Camel City Yacht Club, who is known as Thurston.
Like an evil twin, maybe?
Right, yeah, Evil Twin. And they do some originals, but they do a lot of covers, a lot of older, funky, classic rock type stuff. And a lot of stuff that are like B-sides that not everybody else is doing.
Ooh.
But you hear it and you're like, oh, yeah, I know that. And it's some good stuff. And I enjoy their originals, too. Their originals, I suggested a band name for them, which they obviously didn't go with, but I thought they should be the Vintage Fresh because their sounds old, but it's new material.
Vintage Fresh, copyright WRSR LLC 2025.
There we go.
So they're playing like a Taylor Swift song, but they sound like Creedence Clearwater.
Right, except for like it's original stuff that sounds like stuff they've written that sounds like classic rock, funky classic rock.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not at all what I said.
They are a blast. And then also recently, a couple times at Wiseman, I've gotten to mix for Ears to the Ground.
Nice.
Which is they're doing a lot of old R&B, but they're also doing some new stuff, some new R&B and funk stuff. But you could tell they're all jazz cats. But they'll do some covers of rock and pop stuff. But it's funky. It's real funky. The front man definitely grew up in the black church. Clearly, it's got some gospel chops. Good time. Keys, guitar, sax, bass, drums. Yeah. All of this stuff is, it's a good time. my job does not suck most times.
Right. I think that all the time about your job, that you're fortunate enough to see so many great artists all the time.
The downside is I don't get to pick the great artists that I get to see.
True.
I go to work and see great artists pretty often and drink great beer a lot of times.
I think that says a lot about your company and your skills in general, that you're being asked for these shows that are the higher caliber of the
Well, and some of these
market.
are just brand new bands that are just coming around, and I just happen to have already been connected with them from
and that's even
established
cooler,
bands.
man. Like everyone enjoys like catching a band on the early ride.
Yeah.
Especially if someone can like get from this area and take off and make a name for themselves. Like, you know, everyone likes being the
Yeah,
first
I want to know
know
about the Tan Gentlemen before it was cool. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. And they're starting to get, like, I suspect that Wise Man has already booked them for St. Patrick's Day next year.
That would be a wise decision.
Yes, it would.
Man.
Yep.
Not a good one.
But, like, say, for example, here coming up, I think on the 18th, I am working a Blacklight Idol show, which I'm very happy to be doing. My right-hand man, Henry, is going to be in Nigeria. visiting his sister.
Henry, hey. Good morning, Henry.
Good morning, Henry.
Good morning, Henry.
And Maddie will be down in Charlotte at another event. So I've got to work this event. And Matt Sickles and Tim Lambert of Six Styles from way back in the day will be playing at the Remedy. And I would really love to go and catch that. And I would recommend it to anyone that's not already booked. I've got an open invitation with Matt. If he's playing out at Remedy or something like that, I can jump in on percussion. And I would love to be there for that one, but I got to work.
Son of B.
Yeah, so that's the downside of it.
I blame the beard.
Yeah.
Totally the Beard's fault.
Yeah,
Beard's fault.
it's a smart assumption, I actually think. But it actually did just make me think of another circumstance that I think we could do real quick before we end up the show, or before we end the show.
Let's do another one.
I think that the circumstance is you've got tickets to see a show, and the song is for the moment you find out that you've got to work instead.
It's like rain.
That's a good one.
Take this job and shove it.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
We've said this one before, but ironic by Lance Morrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I gave up my tickets for one show one time to play my own show somewhere else with another local artist that I cared about.
But the tickets that you gave up, is that to see who I think it was to see?
It was Van Halen.
That's what I thought, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I don't regret it, but I regret it. You know?
Yeah.
But I don't, but I do.
Yeah.
Because I had a great time, a great night, and I'm glad I didn't miss that particular show.
Right. What
And,
show was it? Because I
was-
remember being around for that one.
It was a local band from Danville, Virginia called Timid. And it was just a big moment for them. I think it might have been a CD release show or something. And I didn't get asked often. You know, we didn't get asked often by other bands to do a favor and help us celebrate this moment. And
Right.
we want you to be part of it. So like, it was important to me anyway.
Excuse me.
But you know, I never got to see Eddie Van Halen live. You know, which is a bummer. But you know, I don't regret it. But I do. But I don't.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it's one thing to miss a show because you got to work like a normal job. It's another thing when you got to play. You're missing and that's the musician's dilemma. You don't get to see your favorite other groups because you're playing.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, not only was it helping out a band and a friends that I admire and respected, at the end of the day, I'd rather play a show than see almost any show, especially back then.
I'm totally with that.
Especially back then, like that was definitely my drug of choice, and nothing felt better than being on stage with my guitar.
There's only like a handful of acts that I'd ever want to see more than playing my own.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
Van Halen was super duper close, and it did hurt at the time. But like the night that I had is memory with friends that I would have not had.
Yep.
As opposed to just enjoying one kick-ass concert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I've been to some big concerts that
At least you got the decent trade-off and it didn't bite you in the ass.
Hey,
Right.
and I got my Van Halen shirt. That's from that tour. So my friends that I sold the tickets to, they brought me a shirt.
Oh,
That is
good
pretty
friends.
cool.
Yeah. So I got my money for the ticket and a $50 at the time, which was like what 20 years ago.
Close
T-shirt,
to it. Yeah. Close to it. For the record, nobody asked, but my song was Proud Mary by CCR.
I forgot the situation.
Working for the man every night and day.
Of finding out you have to work or can't go to the concert.
Yeah. Anyway,
Somebody asked me about that one the other day. They asked if that was originally by CCR. And I had to look it up because I was like, was that originally?
I don't think it was.
Because, like, it's pretty well known for Tina Turner, Tina and Ike.
Yeah.
But it was written by John
was written by
Fogerty.
them. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep.
John Fogerty's a hell of a songwriter. It wouldn't surprise me. But also, I also know that he covered plenty of other songs too. So I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
Mr. Jason.
Like Grapevine and Put a Spell on You, and
Yeah, he was a great writer, but also had great taste in covers to pick.
He
Yes,
did.
he did.
Absolutely.
Mr. Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Dude, man,
we
my
appreciate
pleasure.
the help and the conversation.
Yeah.
Indeed, sir.
Beard, it's good seeing you. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Whatever platform you're enjoying this on, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Boom, boom.
One last time, and we will see you guys in 7 days on the Ready Set Radio Show.